Hello and welcome aboard. We are Crazy Random Facts, the channel that brings you entertaining facts on all sorts of topics. Please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel as we will be uploading new content each week. Now let's get on to the show. We'll start out with halibut. Halibut means holy flatfish. It got its name because people would only eat it on holy days. The majority of fish reproduce by laying eggs, although some fish, like the great white shark, give birth to live babies. They call them pups. The lungfish. These guys are able to live on land for several years. They secrete this mucus cocoon and burrow under soft ground. They have a built-in breathing tube that leads to the surface. The lungfish has both gills and a lung. A great white shark can raise its body temperature. This helps them hunt for prey in colder waters. The oldest known fish was the Australian lungfish. In 2003, it was still alive and kicking at 65 years old. Did you know that fish can talk? Well, obviously not like you and me. They use a number of different low-pitched sounds to convey messages to each other. They might moan, grunt, croak, whistle, shriek, and wail. Since fish do not have vocal cords, they use parts of their bodies to make noises, like vibrating muscles against their swim bladder. Fish can form schools into the millions. They use their eyes and something called a lateral line to hold their places in the school. The lateral line is a row of pores running along the fish's sides, from head to tail. There are special hairs in those pores that sense changes in water pressure from the movements of other fish and predators. Starfish and jellyfish are not even actually fish. Did you know that starfish don't contain any blood and they don't have a brain? An electric eel contains enough electricity in it to kill a cow. Wow! Sharks are the only fish that have eyelids. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, please go and smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us get noticed on this platform. Thanks a ton. So here's a good one for you. It's estimated that 1/3 of male fish in British waters are changing their sex due to the pollution of human sewage. Say what now? Most fish have taste buds all over their bodies. The oldest fish hook ever found dates back to about 42,000 years ago. Most brands of lipstick contain fish scales. Yep, you probably got fish scales on your lips. A fish does not add new scales as it grows, but the scales it has increase in size. In this way, growth rings are formed and the rings can tell the age of the fish, sort of like a tree. Fish that have thin fins with a split tail indicate that they move very quickly. This helps them to cover great distances. On the other hand, fish that live among rocks and reefs near the ocean floor have broad lateral fins and large tails. Ships have a heavy keel in the lower part to keep them from capsizing. Fish, on the other hand, have the keel on the top. If the paired fins stop functioning to keep the fish balanced, the fish turns over because its heaviest part tends to sink, which happens when it dies. An inflated porcupine fish can reach a diameter of up to 35 inches. It puffs up by swallowing water and then storing it in its stomach. The stomach increases in size with more water. If the fish is taking out of water, it can inflate in a similar way by swallowing air. Have you ever seen a flying fish? On average, it can glide 160 feet, but they've been known to glide as far as 660 feet. It can launch itself to reach heights up to 19 feet. Did you know a fish can actually drown in water? Just like humans, fish need oxygen, so if there isn't enough oxygen in the water, they will suffocate. Although a fang-toothed fish is only a few inches long, it has teeth about the size of a human's. Their teeth are so big, they can't even close their mouths completely. Most fish are not able to swim backwards. The ones that can are mainly members of the eel family. Fish would suffocate if they tried to chew, because chewing would interfere with water passing over their gills. The biggest fish in the world is the giant whale shark, which can grow to nearly 60 feet. That's like 2 school buses. It weighs over 25 tons and eats mainly plankton. It has over 4,000 teeth, although they are only about 3 millimeters long. Ah, that dreaded piranha. You know, they typically just eat fish, insects, seeds, and fruit. But if they get lucky and catch a larger animal like a horse out in the water, they'll eat that too. The seahorse is the only fish that swims upright. The slowest fish is the dwarf seahorse. It takes that little guy about 1 hour to travel just 5 feet. Did you know that some fish don't have scales? A couple examples might be sharks and catfish. So in Japan, the puffer fish is a succulent but lethal delicacy. It contains a deadly poison called tetrodotoxin. The thing is, it's so delicious that Japanese gourmets will risk their lives to prepare it. Now, to properly prepare and cook this fish, a chef must have a certificate from a special school. Hammerhead sharks live in schools numbering into the 100s. I found this fact quite interesting. A male emperor angelfish lives with up to 5 female mates. If the emperor angelfish dies, one of the females turns into a male fish and becomes the leader of the group. Go figure. The mud skipper spends most of its time out of the water, and it walks on its fins. It carries a portable water supply in its gill chambers when it leaves the water. It can also breathe through the pores of its wet skin. When the batfish senses danger, it just plays dead. It floats motionless on its side when it's scared, making it look like a dead leaf floating on the surface of the water. Scientists have explored less than 2% of the ocean depths. They believe there are still millions of new kinds of animals and fish down there, just waiting to be discovered. The entire body of a catfish is covered in taste buds. They have approximately 27,000 taste buds all over their bodies, while humans only have around 7,000. Hey, maybe that's why catfish taste so good. After journeying across the ocean, salmon are able to find the river where they were born. Now that's a smart fish. Salmon have also adapted to live in a variety of aquatic environments, including rivers, lakes, estuaries, coral reefs, and in the open sea. According to scientists, fish were the first vertebrates with bony skeletons to appear on Earth. Unlike most other fish, sharks and rays do not have swim bladders. They have to swim all the time, even when they're asleep. If they don't, they will sink right to the bottom. A female sunfish can lay up to 300 million eggs each year. Did you know that about 40 million people fish in America? This outnumbers all the country's golf and tennis players combined. Well, I hope this video got you hooked. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and come back soon for more crazy random facts. If there's a specific topic you would like to know more about, leave a comment below and we'll make a video. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.